Wow, it's windy.
Hello there and welcome to Theme Park Parents. You join us today from Joyland here in Great Yarmouth. This is the first part of a long weekend we're doing here on the East Coast, in which we're going to visit 3 family theme parks that are all great for the children and boast some awesome rides and unique attractions really. Today we're at Joyland, tomorrow we're going to be going over to Pleasurewood Hills down in Lowestoft, and then on Monday we're going to be finishing up the trip with a visit to Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach.
That was a mouthful. We're doing a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
The kids are all very, very excited.
Yeah, they can't wait to get on some of their classic favourites again.
They have obviously requested to go on the snails first because they are classic.
Yeah, this park is so old. It opened back in 1949. It's been running ever since. It has some really vintage attractions. We had our first visit here to Joyland back last year and we just absolutely loved the park. The kids absolutely loved it. They loved all the attractions that they went on. There's not a massive amount here. It's quite a small park, but they really do fit a lot in this small space. And like I said, it's just quite a unique and sort of...
They like that they can get on everything as well.
Yeah, there's no height restrictions really. It's just a colourful park.
It's very, very colourful.
Vibrant, yeah. So we're going to head in now and grab some tokens before we set off. Decided to start our day off here on the snails. An absolutely classic attraction which has been in the park since 1949. I've got Eloise here and Holly's just on the other snail in front of us with Rowan. Everything is so close here, you can just touch the hedges as you go past. It's a very, very small compact park, this one. Everything's absolutely tiny. Oh, there goes Holly and Rowan. We've just gone past the tree there. A couple of air top hills on. Ready? Here comes the shot. Ready? Again. Ready? Here come the big drops. It's a bit bumpy because it's very old. It is. There is just tons and tons of ladybugs here. They're absolutely everywhere. They're all over the holiday park we're staying in. They're swarming the ground and they're here everywhere as well. Started off their day there on the snails, a classic vintage attraction. We paid for a £60 bag, which gives you 25 tokens. Every ride here is 1 token per person per ride, and every token individually is £3. So it can add up quite expensive if you're doing a lot of rides, but £60 gives us 25 tokens, so there's 4 of us, and that'll give us 6 rides, which should be enough to do everything we want to, plus a couple of re-rides on perhaps the snails or the tubs. We'll see. We're going to head over, I think, to jet cars now. Here we go on the jet cars then. Again, Holly's behind us with Rowan. I've got Eloise. That's just how we do it on rides. That's who we sit next to. Good tight corner. Some very old vintage rides here, but you don't find things like this in many other parks around the UK. It makes this place very unique. You get a lot of laps around on these jet cars as well. Steering.
sun is in my eyes.
It's very nice today.
It is a very lovely day.
This is the nicest day that we're actually due across this weekend because it's absolutely hammering it down tomorrow and it's something to be drizzly on Monday. So we've got to make the most of the weather while it's here. There are ladybugs absolutely everywhere. I said this on the snails, but they're even more apparent now. They're just in my hair, they're crawling on the GoPro, they're all over the floor. I don't know what's going on. It's a very colourful and vibrant area. There's not too many wasps, a lot of hoverflies, but tons of ladybugs. Anyway, we just had our second ride of the day there on jet cars. Very rickety, a bit smelly, but kids enjoyed it. Yeah, it smells like burning rubber. It must be the tyres. Anyway, we're going to go over to the Spook Express now, I think, for our first proper roller coaster of this trip. There it goes. The Spook Express coaster here, a WGH transportation coaster. Lovely little thing, unexpected helixes in the middle. Great for small kids and you do get 2 laps around. Obviously the only major official coaster at the park as well. And we are set for a front row ride because we are right at the front of the gate. So we'll bring you along for a rider cam POV and then also a point of view as well. Lovely views over Great Yarmouth and the beach, which looks rather nice at the minute. Right, here we go. Ladybirds everywhere. Just had our ride there on Spook Express, which is Eloise's first time on it as well. Rowan was a bit cautious about going on it, even though he actually did it last year, but still he enjoyed it. It's a nice, tame family coaster. It's not anything special, but you wouldn't expect something particularly thrilling on a park this size anyway. Rowan's just going to go on one of these sort of, I don't know what it's called, one of the fairground junior skydiver, that's the one. And then we're going to head over to probably, which is the best attraction at this park, the Tyrolean Tub Twist, which is the only Virginia wheel left in the world. Just enjoying their ride there on the mini skydiver. That's what I mean, there's a few major attractions at this park, but there's loads of little infill rides that the kids can just enjoy. And as an advantage, we don't actually have to go on with them, which is great, because not only do we save tokens, but we're not really going to get much enjoyment from these sort of things.
No, we try and keep their face off camera as much as we possibly can. And if only you could see how happy they both look going on this ride by themselves without an adult there.
Right, now it's time for our ride on the Tyrolean Tub Twist, the world's only remaining Virginia wheel. Obviously, it's not a free-fall experience like a classic coaster. It is powered, so it doesn't really have a lift hill. And there's motors that turn the tubs. So I wouldn't call it an original design, but obviously it's still relatively close to it. And it is such a thrilling coaster for such a small park. The way these tubs twist is just completely insane sometimes. It throws you everywhere. Speaking of ladybugs, though, they are just in their dozens today. Absolutely everywhere. All over the place. Must be the season.
Dad!
Yeah.
Do you want to...
Hold on tight, you two, because this one just spins you around crazy. Oh god. Oh. This ride is just absolutely manic. Oh. Right, ready? Here we go.
Ready?
Hold on tight, because you're
Okay.
yeah, back you round.
It's alright.
I'm already dizzy.
Oh, it's alright.
Oh my god. My God.
At least the chairs are cushioned.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, I've just sat on her. I've just sat on her.
It's alright, she just banged her head on my wrist.
It's alright.
Oh,
I'm going to squash her.
oh my Lord.
I've got you.
Oh. Wow, that was an
Okay.
that was a lot of spinning.
How do we get out?
Just come for a ride on Neptune's Kingdom now. This wasn't a massively entertaining ride, but the kids like it, and there's lots of them to see in here, so thought I'd take them for a ride. And obviously, it just goes to show how much is compacted into this small footprint, because we are directly below Spook Coaster, and just the other side of these walls is the jet cars as well, so everything is so well utilised in terms of space. It's a lovely little park, this one, and we'll probably bring the kids there every time we come to Great Yarmouth, just to see what's new. I don't think there's much room for expansion. They'll probably just keep maintaining the rides, which, you know, they're nostalgic to a lot of people, really. There's the skeleton. I've got Rowan this time, and Holly's on with Eloise. We're nearly done now with our time here at Joyland. Obviously, it's only a small park. We've done the major attractions and we've literally spent all of our tokens nearly. Like I say, they don't last particularly long. If you're going to spend a long time here, you can really rack up the price. So Eloise and Rowan have gone for a ride on Orbit. And then I've got one token left for a re-ride on the Tyrolean Tub Twist, which I'll take you along with an on-ride POV for. Holly's just given Eloise and Rowan a ride on one of the sort of £1 carousels. Just waiting for that to finish, and then I'll have my last ride on Tyrolean Tub Twist. And that will conclude our short visit here to Joyland. It's been fun, kids have had a good time, but that's only the beginning of our trip really. We only wanted to make a quick stop here on our travels before we sort of start doing some bigger things. Last ride of the day here at Joyland on the Tyrolean Tub Twist. I've just come on by myself as we only have one token left. I think that last experience has scarred Eloise and Rowan for a bit. They're a little bit frightened of being chucked around everywhere. Holly's going to grab some off-ride footage of me coming down and probably being thrown around everywhere as well. So I thought I'd take you along for this one last POV. This thing really does spin you when it wants to. It's a good thing they got plenty of padding in, because otherwise it'd be a very rough ride. 1949, still going strong. One last massive spin before we come to the end. And there we go. Ow. One last massive spin before. Not massively busy today, to be fair. It is a Saturday, so I was expecting a little bit more crowd than this. Obviously, it is only early July. I reckon people will be starting their summer holidays within the next couple of weeks rather than at the minute, which has made more or less every ride a walk-on. Obviously it's Joyland, so you're not going to get massive queues on any ride, but it is nice when you can just get straight onto rides, especially when you have children.
Short and sweet visit, but we're done.
Yeah, a nice stopping by visit there to Joyland. We did as much as was enjoyable, really. Like I said, there's not a massive amount, but it can be expensive. We were there for about, what, 40, 45 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, the kids wanted to stay for a little bit longer, but
Yeah,
there was no point.
It can just get so expensive with £3 per token.
A lovely little children's park.
Lovely little children's park, yeah. Can't really comment on ride availability or queue times because they're just non-existent,
No.
to be fair. Everything's always working. I've never known a ride to break down here in the 2 visits that we've had here, but obviously it's an old park and they look after their attractions.
Yeah, they definitely have
Constant
to.
maintenance. Everything's had a brand new lick of paint since we got here last time as well. It's just a lovely place to
Yeah, I
stop
didn't
by.
notice that.
Yeah,
Everything is nice and fresh.
It's quite snazzy now,
Attention to detail there.
yeah, so we're going to conclude this video now and we'll see you at Pleasurewood Hills in the morning. So, one last thing to say. Hope you enjoyed the ride.
See you in the next one.